Hydrogen peroxide and ammonia, part 3. Learning objectives. 1. Detail the roles of hydrogen peroxide and ammonia in the hair color formula. Essential question. How do hydrogen peroxide and ammonia work together to achieve desired hair color results while maintaining hair integrity? Every oxidative hair color requires oxidizing and alkalizing agents to change natural hair color. Oxidation is achieved by mixing the hair color formula with hydrogen peroxide. Alkalinity is achieved by including ammonia or an ammonia substitute during the manufacturing process. Due to the pH of ammonia, hair coloring and lightening services can alter the hair's texture and curl pattern. Hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide, H₂O₂, is an oxidizing agent. When mixed with an oxidative hair color, it supplies the necessary oxygen gas inside the cortex to develop the color molecules and change the natural hair color. Hydrogen peroxide on its own can open the cuticle and shift the natural hair a level. Without the color agent, however, it will expose the hair's undertone and can leave the hair brittle. In terms of hair color, hydrogen peroxide is commonly referred to as a developer, oxidizing agent, or catalyst, with developer being the most common salon term. This is because it is combined with other agents and buffers to prevent hair damage and work better with the hair color products. Developers have a pH between 2.5 and 4.5. Keep in mind that there are different forms of peroxide. 1. Clear liquid developers make it easy to apply the product from an applicator bottle. Because they are liquid, they require application control to not drip in the client's eyes. 2. Cream developers make a thicker, creamy consistency for a bowl and brush application. Cream developers add conditioning agents to support the hair's integrity. Dedicated developers by hair color companies are used with their proprietary hair color products. You must know if dedicated developers contain specific ingredients not intended to be mixed with certain products. Using the wrong developer can result in damage or uneven color. Developer volumes. Volume measures the concentration and strength of hydrogen peroxide. In hair color products, the lower the volume, the less lift is achieved. The higher the volume, the greater the lift. Most permanent hair color products use 10, 20, 30, or 40 volume hydrogen peroxide for targeted lift in hair color development. In lightener products, the lift is determined by the lightener itself, and the speed is determined by the developer used. Developers do not work the same in lighteners as they do in permanent hair color. Developer volumes in lighteners strengthen the chemical reaction and can severely damage the hair. Manufacturer's instructions will tell you the maximum volume of developer that can be used with the lightener product. Hydrogen peroxide volume and uses. 10 volume. Used to deposit hair color or when little or no lift is desired to enhance a client's natural hair color. Also used with lightener for gently lifting when bleaching hair. 20 volume. Standard volume. Provides 2 levels of lift. Used to achieve most results with permanent hair color. Used for complete gray coverage due to gray hair resistance. Also used with lightener for a standard lift when bleaching hair. 30 volume. Lightens up 3 levels while depositing color with permanent hair color. Can also be used with lightener for a strong lift when decolorizing hair. 40 volume. Up to 4 levels of lift with standard high lift hair color. Provides maximum lift in a one-step color service. Can be used with lightener for strong lift when bleaching hair but is not recommended for most hair due to possible damage. Higher volumes. Developers with much higher peroxide percentages are available, but most hair color manufacturers strongly discourage their use as they can easily destroy the hair and are not recommended under any circumstances. Caution. Hydrogen peroxide should be stored in a cool, dry place with the cap tightly sealed. For accurate results, carefully follow the manufacturer's guidelines for mixing and processing. Always wear gloves while handling hydrogen peroxide. Whether the oxidative hair color line you use as ammonia or is ammonia-free, some of the same negative health risks are present for both, including irritation of the nasal passages, throat, and lungs. Always apply hair color or lighteners in a well-ventilated area and wear protective gloves at all times when handling or touching the hair color and lightener. If you have asthma or other breathing conditions, always wear a medical-grade mask when working with oxidative hair color. Always follow the manufacturer's directions. They have tested and created the chemical product for safe professional use. Using them incorrectly or not as intended can give unpredictable results and potentially cause harm. Ammonia and ammonia substitutes. Ammonia is an alkaline agent that raises the pH of the hair coloring. This action opens the cuticle to allow dye molecules to enter the cortex where hair coloring takes place. It also helps the hydrogen peroxide action of dispersing the melanin that resides within the cortex. The amount of ammonia added to hair color varies, with demi-permanent hair colors having far less ammonia or ammonia substitute than highlight tints. As with many chemicals associated with salon services, the importance of safety handling hydrogen peroxide and ammonia when mixing or applying hair color should never be ignored. Several oxidative hair color brands on the market claim to be ammonia-free and have a less intense odor. Although these claims are true, it does not mean that the hair color brands do not contain an alkalizing agent. The most common low-odor alkalizer for hair color is ethylamine, commonly called MEA. Despite marketing claims to the contrary, these alkalizing agents are not necessarily less damaging to the hair than ammonia is.